Hello, everyone. This is Renee from Rant and Raves. I know I've been gone for a little while. It's because I been suffering a little more with my depression. It sort of got a little overwhelming for me. I believe I've probably been suffering from depression the majority off and on my life, but was a little bit stronger, and it was, as my therapist said, able to cope and deal with it better, and really didn't realize that through childhood and teenager and young 20s, maybe even some of my 30s, was able to deal with it better. But as I have gotten older, and as I can explain it as, the old-timey boxes with the little clown inside, you just crank it, and once it cranks enough, it pops out. Well, I feel like there was a box in my head, and it just got so full of information, and the sadness and the things that weight on you got so full in my head that the information just popped out, and it all of a sudden flowed back into my system. That in 2015 is when it really hit. So I started seeing a psychiatrist and seeing a therapist, and I'm on medication. And there's just certain times of the year that I get overwhelmed, or there's a song, there's a smell, or a time of season, or just a certain time of the year that bothers me, or a function. I really started noticing, I got on medication first in January of 1998 when I got separated from my husband, and I started crying. I mean, just literally crying at the drop of a hat. And I used to peel my fingernails off. I was never a nail biter, but I peeled my fingernails down into each one. And if anybody knows me, knew I had beautiful nails, because I used to have a ring for each finger. And but my primary care physician at the time told me that I might only need it for 18 months to 2 years to get over that hump, which maybe about 3 years, and I quit taking them. But I'd say around 2014, 2015 is when it hit me again. Again, I'm a little bit older, and that box in my head just got really, really full. And since this is Mental Health Awareness Month, I have been, I guess there's that stigma. I grew up in a household with a grandmother and a biological mother and an aunt of a time of an era of age that you didn't discuss mental health, or how you were feeling, or if you were depressed, or if you were, quote, sad. You didn't do those kind of things. That was a stigma, or you just didn't talk about those kind of things. That's why a lot of alcoholics started in those days, and I grew up with alcoholics. I always said that I was going to break that chain, and I did. Not saying I didn't drink in my lifetime. I did. I just didn't grow up to be an alcoholic, and that was a rough childhood. That's not what we're here to talk about today. This month is Mental Health Awareness Month. I have not talked about my depression with very many people, again, because it was a stigma, and I was a little ashamed of it. I still don't let too many people know, but I'm letting my people on YouTube know, because I want more people to talk about it and quit being ashamed of it. if you quit being ashamed of it and start talking more about it and get yourself help, even if it's from your primary care physician or if it's on the National Suicide Hotline. I like the show So You Think You Can Dance, Twitch. Very happy-go-lucky man, beautiful wife, beautiful children, can dance his ass off. He committed suicide. Robin Williams, the funniest man that you can think of, committed suicide. I remember Anne Hathaway, the actress, was one of the very first actor in Hollywood that broke the silence and talked about her mental health, which I was very proud of her. And you can't tell me that there's not more of them out there that have mental health issues and shouldn't talk about it. I believe that's why Jenny McCarthy left Jim Carrey. She said he just was off the wall some of the times. And again, there you go. A very funny man. And he has mental health issues. So we need to stop, quote, hiding out in closets. We need to talk about our mental health. We need to get the help if we need it. There is, if you don't want to talk about it loud, there are anonymous lines. There's even depression groups that are like NA, that are anonymous. You don't have to tell them your name. Just get into a support group. Talk to your primary care physician because it is anonymous. They can't give out your health records. The only time they can give out your health records if you say that you are in immediate danger. If you are going to commit suicide that day, they can check you into somewhere. Like if you have a plan set up and you're going to do it right then and there. Or if you are homicidal, that you're going to go and commit suicide that day. And you're going to kill someone. But don't be ashamed. And don't let anybody say that you are something's wrong with you because you're depressed. It is natural. This brain, you don't know how it works, how many neurons and all that, how the chemicals in your brain work. And I don't even think God or anybody in this world knew that our bodies were going to be so advanced in this world. And you know how I've watched shows, how the women, they didn't even know about postpartum depression back in the days when women had babies, and I've seen movies that they were sad after they had babies, and they put them in those, asylums or sanitariums because mom needed a break. No, they were sad. They had postpartum depression. Put them in ice baths, and if they wanted to get barbaric, they put them through those electric shock therapy. That's so barbaric. We've got medications, good medications out there, good therapy. I wanted to read something to you that I found out there, and it makes a lot of sense. It says, what people think causes depression. 1, weakness. Hell no. It's not weakness. I'm a strong person. I was People are reared, animals are raised. My aunt raised me, and she was a very strong and independent woman. I'm a strong woman, but I'm depressed. I'm sorry, I'm depressed. 2, laziness. Nope. I'm not lazy. My depression didn't come from laziness. It's because of the chemical imbalance in my brain and some things that happened to me when I'm growing up. An inability to, quote, suck it up. Well, there's some things in my past I don't want to just suck it up, because things that happened to me in my childhood shouldn't have happened to me. I was a child. Some of the things that I had to suffer through, or even now as an adult, shouldn't have to suffer through that. So don't ever tell anybody, suck it up, because why don't you suck something up? The next thing is what actually causes depression. One, trauma. That's why they have PTSD, and I have been diagnosed with PTSD because of situations that occurred in my childhood. Abuse is one of the reasons I am who I am and what I go through nowadays. Neglect. Well, again, my depression stems from some of the neglect that, not like I got neglected with material things or eat food or anything. I mentally got neglected by my biological mother. And if you're watching this and you know me very well, and you never knew this, then I will let you know now. And if you can't talk to me after this video, then I guess we weren't good enough friends. But this is me now, and I'm not going to be ashamed of talking about my depression anymore. Bullying. Well, when I was young, I think it was right before junior high, I was 5'5" and weighed 185. Junior high was when I started losing weight, and when I entered high school, I was 5'8" and weighed 135. But when I was large, I got bullied, and it was fatty 2x4, can't get through the bathroom door, piggy, and currently right now, I weigh about 360, and I'm 5'9", and mine is not because I'm sad or anything. It's just I love food, and heaviness runs in my family. And yes, I tried to lose weight, and I'll lose it sometime. Again, here it goes. Chemical imbalance in your brain. Grief and loss. The most major loss in my whole life, and probably the loss in my family that will always be with me and has created the most depression in my life, has been my Aunt Lou, who was my safety net and who I love so much. She was my security. I call her my safety net. And she did for me more than anybody in this world. And I think my whole world stopped the day that she died. And I feel like I'm stuck in May 1995 when she died. It's been a hard road, and this is one of the reasons that I am so depressed nowadays. And sorry everyone. It was really hard to talk about her this month. It's the anniversary of her passing away. I think I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back later or tomorrow. Peace, and I love y'all. Thank you for letting me share.